In this episode of Bear TV News, we check out several Black History Month events, explore some volunteer opportunities in the region, dig into some archaeological research, talk to some of our UPIKE students, check up on some of the latest UPIKE bear sporting events, and much more. Hello UPIKE viewers, and welcome to the March 2022 edition of Bear TV News. I'm Ben Tate.
And I'm Andrew Stratton. We are covering all the recent news at UPIKE and our community.
February is Black History Month, and the UPIKE campus just finished celebrating it with a variety of events. The UPIKE Weber Art Gallery participated in festivities all month long, with an exhibit showcasing Black culture and excellence.
The Weber Art Gallery on UPIKE's campus is home to many exhibitions. To celebrate Black History Month, the Black Excellence and Culture exhibit is in full swing. It was a collaborative effort between many forces on campus to highlight the Black culture in our community.
The Black Excellence Gallery is, I think, critically important. One, because it tells a story of the university life with Black students, Black culture.
The pieces in the exhibit were mostly student-made in various classes around UPIKE. Collages, portraits, and profiles of Black students and alumni all make up the composition of this exhibit.
The intent was really to have a cross-disciplinary art exhibit that different students from different classes could participate in.
One of the main focuses of the exhibit was to educate and inform the students at UPIKE about the Black culture in our community and their impact on our daily lives that we may not think of every day.
I think the more we put things in front of people, the more critical it is. So much of reality and history has been whitewashed, because we're just not seeing, talking about, discussing Black identity, Black culture.
To learn about the people that are being honored in this exhibit, to learn about our African American UPIKE students, both historically but also what's happening today.
The Black Excellence and Culture exhibit is available until March 18th for all students to attend. You can find out more about the exhibit's hours by visiting the University of Pikeville's website. You can also contact Petra Carroll or Pat Kowalik. I'm Nancy Brown, Bear TV News.
Black History Month was recently capped off by the Night of Excellence program. The 2-hour-plus event featured Black Greek poets and the men of Kappa Alpha Psi. It was widely attended by our campus community, but if you missed it, a full recording of the event is available on YouTube.
Usually when you go on vacation, it's normal to bring home a souvenir, but rarely would you ever need to carbon date it. Earlier this week, I spoke with UPIKE alumnus Tommy Chamberlain about a potentially significant finding someone brought back from their vacation to the Middle East. UPIKE's own Tommy Chamberlain has found a new archaeological piece to display here at the University of Pikeville. We sat down with him to discuss his exciting new discovery.
I've been involved with archaeological projects for about 5 years now. I've done a couple different exhibits here at the University of Pikeville, and I work on an archaeological excavation in Israel at Tel Shiloh. And basically I'd had an acquaintance that lives a couple hours from here that I'd developed a beginning friendship with, that is a frequent traveler to Israel. I was actually in his city a couple weekends ago and stopped by just to say hello. And he had some material from Israel, and he had a piece of wood. And so I asked him, what is that?
On the Temple Mount, his friend came upon a junk pile that contained remnants of wooden beams. For the past 7 or 8 years, archaeologists have been interested in where these beams originated.
What would be most interesting? Well, that would be if we get a date. For me, anything before, say, the 6th or 7th century AD would then create some questions. My personal interest is the ancient world. That's where I've been interested in archaeology for a long time. So it would be interesting to get an older date, and then that would allow us maybe to do some more research on our sample and determine what kind of wood is it, and then maybe get some basic theories. What kind of structure would this came from?
You know, it's crazy to think that this all started just from a visit to a friend, and we wish Mr. Chamberlain the best of luck. From Bear TV News, I'm Andrew Stratton, signing off.
Looking for a local service project to get involved with? Every Friday, the Thankful Hearts Food Pantry gives out perishable foods from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located on 648 Adams Road, the food pantry and soup kitchen is just short of Christ Central School. They have been giving out food and other necessities since 1991 and accept volunteers from the community and UPIKE. Students can register to hand out food or work with the UPIKE-sponsored Chain of Love Soup Kitchen.
They sponsor the kitchen. They come and help cook food. The students come up on Saturdays, cooks, and takes it out to the high rise. They work out of this kitchen. Third Tuesday is commodity day. Fourth Monday is senior day. Anybody can volunteer if they want to. Just come volunteer.
Students can find and sign up to assist with the future Thankful Hearts food pantries or Chain of Love soup kitchens on Campus Groups app or at upike.campusgroups.com.
The Campus Activities Board hosts a variety of events on our campus. One such event is Bingo Night. Reporter Jack Mefford covered this unique February edition of the Campus Classic.
The University of Pikeville hosts numerous free events for its students. One of the many recurring events on campus is Bingo Night. However, the Bingo Night on Friday, February 18th was different. This Bingo Night was held in celebration of Black History Month and focused its rounds and themes relating to Black history. Students who attended were able to compete and win prizes to stock their dorms.
I work for CAB, so that's Campus Activities Board. So every week and throughout the week, we try to put on different events for the students. Make sure that they know that there's more to do on campus when you get done studying, get done online, and things like that. I'm also the BSU president, so I take a special pride in the Black History Month event. So I really love the turnout. I love that everyone's here having fun. They've been showing up to all the events. I just love it.
Oh, it felt good because I've been in long trial sheets and everything. A lot of churches always like working and everything, so yeah, pretty good to win. Really helped me out with my laundry and everything, because laundry just be creeping up on you sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So you go this type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's always good to have.
Students interested in attending future bingo nights or other events held by the campus should visit upike.campusgroups.com. The next bingo night will be held on Friday, March 18th at 7:30 p.m. in the Student Lounge. This time, its theme is Women Appreciation. There will be more prizes to win as well. This has been Jack, Bear TV News, signing out.
Another local church is looking for student leaders to step up and volunteer in order to make a weekly meal giveaway happen. At Grace Fellowship Church, organizers give free meals to the community every Monday and Thursday. Debbie Bailey, Executive Director of Grace Fellowship Kitchen, said that helping hands are always appreciated. To volunteer, you can get in touch with Grace Fellowship Church on Facebook.
We're always in need of volunteers. It's multifold what the need is. There's need on the day of to come and actually serve the meals between 11 and 1. There's prep work that's involved, setting up the tables. There's the cleanup afterwards. They're preparing meals. So there's a lot that's involved in serving a free community meal. I think sometimes the misconception is you come in at 11 o'clock, you start volunteering, you leave at 1, and that's it. And that's great, but there are much greater needs beyond that. So if someone is interested and they feel drawn, called to want to volunteer and be a part, you can private message me, and we'll go from there and discuss how we can get you plugged in.
The church is located right downtown on Wolford Street and is within walking distance for UPIKE students. You may reach out to the University of Pikeville chaplain Rob Music for more information.
On February 17th, Black History Month trivia was held in the Wickham Student Lounge. Students were able to test their knowledge on Black history during a game of Kahoot. Students were able to socialize and have fun, all while learning about important Black history facts. Trivia Night is just one of the many events held by UPIKE this month. These events give students a chance to become more educated and aware in a creative and non-classroom setting.
I feel like it's important to attend the events on campus because, number one, it teaches you about a culture different from your own, and it also shows to your friends and your fellow students that you genuinely care about learning about, life experiences that they may have experienced and just their culture in general.
March is the beginning of Women's History Month, and there will be a Women of Pixar and Disney Trivia Night to celebrate. As always, students can find out more about these events on the Campus Groups app.
Most of us probably think we know a lot of songs and can identify them rather quickly if we hear them played. Recently, the Black Student Union hosted an event for students to put their musical knowledge to the test, and I was there to check it out. The Black Student Union held a Name That Tune activity for Black History Month. We spoke with Adam Lanos to get a deeper look into the activity.
So when I came to UPIKE about 3.5 years ago, they were traditional events that they were starting up. So once I got here, I kind of elevated those traditional events. Those traditional events were your bingos, your Name That Tunes, your trivias. And now we are starting to put other traditional events on UPIKE, Family Feud, Are We Smarter Than the Fifth Grader? Many of you know our traditional events like Splash Bash. Sometimes we'll have paintball, laser tag. So it's just, we kind of keep elevating students. That's why myself, our other CAB members, Cam Hadaway, Alexis Miller, Miracle Taylor, Sophia, Hunzinger, I get their feedback because they're the voices of the students. So like whatever they want and they say that the students want, I kind of try to do my best to bring it out here. So if you see them on campus, tell them what you want. We'll try to make it happen.
We also spoke with Cameron Hadaway, the Black Student Union president.
All right, so a couple of events we put on this month are bingo, trivia, Name That Tune, and the way we came up with these events was we normally do these events already in a month, but during Black History Month, we wanted to put a special emphasis on it, and we try to do that no matter what the month is. You know, women's history, Hispanic heritage, we try to show love to everybody.
I'm Ben Tate, and this is Bear TV News.
At Bear TV News, we think it's important to get to know your fellow students. That's why we're starting a new series of videos profiling your classmates. Up first is Josiah Carnes.
Josiah Carnes is a commuter student from Banner, Kentucky, studying film and media arts at the University of Pikeville. Initially from Connecticut, he recalls where he spent most of his life.
Apart from my life in Kentucky, the longest time I've ever lived anywhere was in Michigan for 11 years. And here I've lived like 6, 7+ years now. I've lost track now.
But how did he get into film and media arts? Carnes refers to a funny story from when his advisor told him to talk to an FMA student.
Throughout the entire question and answer section is what it felt like. She was so closed off. She's like, do you like the work? And as soon as I saw that she was the representative that my advisor pointed me to for that major, I knew that major was for me.
Josiah then talks about his skills in the program.
I specialize in sound editing, basic video editing. I don't really do a lot with video effects, which is sort of funny because I do a bit with animation, like just drawing animation.
This has been Seth Witt, Bear TV News.
Thank you, Seth, for that story. Our second student profile video of the show is on Andrea Hurtado.
Andrea Hurtado is a Colombian international student at the University of Pikeville. She plays tennis, works as an RA, and works as a tutor on campus.
Well, my time at UPIKE has been really insightful, really nice. I've been here for 5 years. You know, I've had a lot of fun, some ups, some downs, but it's been good.
When she's not working herself to the bone, she enjoys sitting in the honors common room and playing a few rounds of Fortnite. Andrea is an extremely hard worker, carrying 2 jobs, a sport, 3 majors, and a minor.
I am a 5th-year senior, and my majors are criminal justice, communication, and psychology, with a minor in social work.
Andrea is a hardworking student and has big plans of continuing her education once she graduates from UPIKE.
Well, I applied to a lot of PhD programs in clinical forensic psychology, and I applied to one in experimental cognitive psychology, and I'm waiting to hear back, and hopefully I can do that after I graduate if I get accepted.
I'm Kelsey Dean, Bear TV News.
Thank you, Kelsey, for that story. We have 2 more student profiles coming up on our next show, so be sure to tune in for that. For now, though, it's time for the UPIKE Sports Update.
Hey everybody, I'm Trey Barnett and I'm here to tell you all about the latest athletic news and events on campus. For our top story of the evening, both the men's and women's basketball teams had their seasons ended with recent and South Conference quarterfinal losses. We want to congratulate both teams on finishing the season with winning records, though, and we look forward to seeing everyone back on the court again soon. Next up, we have a story on our UPIKE esports team from reporter Seth Witt.
The UPIKE esports team professionally plays video games against other schools the same way schools play football. The League of Legends team is currently in 2 tournaments and has just won an impressive game.
We just had Mid-South on Monday, and we played Shawnee State, which is one of the rivals for our team. They were one of the teams expected to win the tournament, and we just ran them over, so it was awesome.
League of Legends is a game where cooperation and teamwork is the key to victory. There are 5 different roles that a team has to utilize correctly and correspondingly.
So there's 5 roles in League of Legends. There's the top, mid, there's bot laner and support. They both play together, and then a jungler. The jungler kind of just plays around and facilitates everybody else. Top laner is the one that's usually up on an island by yourself. You're just up there with one-on-one, you're just against one person and just duking it out.
In other news, a new game has been added to the esports team. As recently as a few weeks ago, players can now compete in Valorant. Player Colby Newsom describes how this came to be.
So I joined the team, and the game's only been out for roughly a year and a half now, and so I kind of made the push to start this new team because some other colleges are starting their teams now, and the team is kind of in its early stages. We're still kind of getting enough players and everything, so we haven't played any tournaments or anything yet, but we're looking to soon.
This has been Seth Witt with Bear TV News, signing off.
In other news, the men's golf team is ready for action after a 2-month off-season following the fall semester. With the loss of a couple players over the off-season, the Battling Bears have worked hard to step up for the oncoming semester. We spoke with head coach Dustin Reinstedel about the upcoming season.
Yeah, we're really excited about the upcoming season. We've had some curveballs thrown at us during the off-season, but what's college golf without some curveballs? So we're excited to get going. The guys have been putting in a lot of work and been practicing a lot, and we're ready for our Florida trip coming up.
The Bears' first golf tournament is March 19th and 20th. Good luck to our very own Blake Maupin and the rest of the Bears. In our final story of the show, we want to congratulate UPIKE Chair for qualifying as one of the 15 teams to be named for the NAIA Competitive Chair National Championship. This is a major milestone for the program as it is their first NAIA Championship appearance. Well, that's all for the episode Sports Update. I'm Trey Barnett. Go Bears.
Thanks a lot, Trey. Well, that's all for today's show. We'll be back in a few weeks for more updates on the UPIKE community. I'm Andrew Stratton.
And I'm Ben Tate. This has been the March 2022 edition of Bear TV News. Stay classy, Bears.